cheesy, does it, when you're looking for a fast and low-cost meal to serve after all the turkey leftovers are gone. Serena Altschul has the inside scoop.
Macaroni and cheese, won't you give me some, please?
It's a family favorite. Creamy, quick, delicious, and oh so cheesy. Whose mouth doesn't water over macaroni and cheese?
It's the symbol of comfort food.
I would have to say that it is one of the great comforting foods of all time.
Cheese expert Clark Wolf is an authority on this all-American classic.
It's one of those experiences at the table that actually is as good as an adult as it was as a kid. I mean, you remember being happy. You remember being with mom and dad. You remember it being crusty at the top and bubbling and waiting for it to come out of the oven. And you remember all those things.
Although it's as American as, well, apple pie, the inspiration likely came from the British in the 1700s, who mixed cheese with cauliflower. Mac and cheese's big moment, though, came in 1802 when President Thomas Jefferson served it at a state dinner at the White House. Since that day, the simple combination of macaroni, cheese, and butter has been an American staple, especially during tough times.
You know, we have re-entered the macaroni and cheese economy.
Now we're gonna stir in our cheese sauce mix.
Kraft macaroni and cheese, with its unique Dayglow orange powdered cheese, became America's best-selling brand during the Great Depression.
In 1937, when Kraft macaroni and cheese was first created, it was actually one of our sales reps who put together a grated cheese along with the macaroni.
Eileen Sharkey Rosenfeld is with Kraft Foods.
The idea of having both things together in one package was just revolutionary.
While Kraft's familiar blue-boxed stuff has fed generations of families, the cheesy concoction is now one of the hottest trends in food, from cookbooks to sleek restaurants.
The total is $21.75.
Mac Bar in New York City serves nothing but mac and cheese with 12 different flavor combinations.
I'll have a margarita.
Chef Mike Ferraro puts a new spin on the old favorite.
Mac and cheese is kind of like a blank canvas. A little bit of salt, a little truffle oil. We can just get creative and taste. A little bit of Tabasco sauce. Fresh scallion, that's the best part of tasting all day. We top it with a lot of Fontina cheese.
More cheese.
More cheese.
So low-cal? No.
No.
A little slice of heaven?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Owner Mark Amade designed the Very Yellow restaurant as a tribute to the food he loved as a kid.
Everything about this concept, from the logo to the design of the space to all the packaging to t-shirts, is meant to exalt macaroni. It's been very successful.
So successful, mac and cheese has even made its way to fine dining. We tagged along with Clark Wolf to visit New York's ultra-exclusive Waverly Inn.
Now, this is quite simple and delicious.
Where his friend, Chef John DeLucy, makes perhaps the most opulent mac and cheese you could imagine, topped with white truffles worth its weight in gold.
Treasure, how much was this, Chef?
Right now we paid, today we paid $1,900 a pound.
And how much is this?
This is probably, well, that's $400.
The dish isn't really on the menu, but word has spread.
How much is the mac
Today
and
will be
cheese?
around $95.
$95.
And still, about a third of the restaurant's customers order the white truffle special.
Macaroni and cheese.
It seems even at that price, mac and cheese is as comforting as ever.
For dinner is macaroni and cheese.
Good morning, Sunday morning viewers. My name is Matthew Niesner. I'm the corporate chef for Hall Management Group. Here we are at Halls Chophouse, Nashville, and we're so excited to have you with us. We are going to prepare wonderful sides that are on our menu today. One is the macaroni and cheese, and a fan favorite is our lobster mac and cheese. Follow me to the kitchen. Now we're in the Chophouse kitchen. We're on the line where I do all of my side work, and what we're going to do right here in this area is we're going to make our mac and cheese. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our pasta to the boiling water. While that's cooking, we're going to make our Mornay sauce, and this won't take long at all. You want to start with medium heat in your pot. We're going to add our butter, add our diced onions and our diced bell peppers to the pot. We're going to sweat these gently. We're going to add our garlic. And once this starts softening up, as is, we're going to add a little salt and pepper. I like to add a little salt and pepper to each stage when I'm cooking. We're going to add our flour. We're going to take our pre-measured milk, okay, for the recipe, and we're going to slowly stir this into the pot. Now we're becoming to a point where it's starting to thicken, as you can see the sauce here. We're going to take it off the heat. We're going to add our two types of cheeses, one a pepper jack and one a white cheddar. We're going to add our noodles to the pot. Again, these are all pre-measured for our recipe. We're going to go into the skillets with the regular mac and cheese first. Okay, and we're going to load it up. The rest of this in this pot we're going to turn into our lobster mac and cheese. We're going to add our 4 ounces of lobster meat to the basic macaroni and cheese. We're going to add just a tiny bit of a blended cheese, which is the cheddar and Swiss. We're going to add our blended cheese to both. On top, to add some flavor, we have a bacon breadcrumb. So this is Newski's bacon that is diced up and rendered fat. We can slide it into the oven. 45-60 seconds it'll come out. We're going to take a look. I'm going to look up top. It's perfect. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, that's our lobster mac and cheese. You can see the bacon staring at you. And then here's our regular mac and cheese. And that is our Halls Chophouse macaroni and cheese, lobster macaroni and cheese, to enjoy with your wonderful Thanksgiving preparations.
Sandwich lovers everywhere are experiencing a meltdown. Just ask Bill Geist.
The grilled cheese, humble, simple, and inexpensive, has never sought the spotlight. But suddenly, grilled cheese mania is sweeping the nation. Really.
Hot cheese! Hot cheese! Hot cheese!
I declare the 2013 Grilled Cheese Invitational officially open!
The modest sandwich was greeted like a rock star during a recent appearance at the Grilled Cheese Invitational in Los Angeles.
We like our grilled cheese, as you can probably tell.
Where some 6,000 rabid fans absolutely ate them up.
Oh my God. That was amazing. It was so good.
The main event that these lactose-indulgent aficionados came to see was the cook-off.
Let's get that
cheese! Where 150 entrants from throughout the country competed for best grilled cheese.
Hot cheese!
Cries of hot cheese filled the air.
Hot cheese! Thank you!
Calls for runners to take samples to judges and to the teeming masses.
It's definitely the American Idol of grilled cheese.
Hard to believe Tim Walker started this Cheese-a-Palooza 11 years ago in his apartment with a few friends.
We're going to have at least, I would say somewhere between 30 and 40,000 grilled cheese sandwiches will be eaten on this very spot.
There are 4 categories in the competition.
There's the Love American style, which is just white bread, orange cheese and butter, no additional ingredients.
How do you stand out in that category?
Grilling acumen.
I would call this category real grilled cheese. Just like Mother used to make.
The next category is the missionary category, and that's any type of bread, butter, and cheese, but no additional ingredients.
Raise it up.
Like this entry by Alexa and Paul, who journeyed some 3,000 miles for the event.
We got a local North Carolina bread, which is where we're from. It's a cheddar pumpkin seed bread with just some double cheddar inside.
The third category is the Kama Sutra category, and of course, that's the anything goes category.
And when Tim says anything goes, he isn't talking about adding a slice of tomato.
Roasted plum tomatoes, braised leeks, some crispy bacon, a horseradish cream sauce, thyme infused olive oil, fontina, smoked Gouda, and sourdough.
And then there's the honey pot, which is the dessert category.
Honey pot!
And that's any type of bread, butter, and cheese, plus additional ingredients, but it has to be a sweet sandwich.
Now that's butter and mayonnaise?
This is a little bit more butter.
You don't spare on the butter, do you?
No, I'm not a big fan of sparing on anything.
Los Angeles chef Eric Greenspan, who's won the Invitational, has grilled cheese on the upscale menu at his restaurant, The Foundry.
This is going to be Greenspan's Grilled Cheese, the grilled cheese restaurant.
And is building a grilled cheese restaurant. Others have already opened grilled cheese restaurants in several cities, like this one in New York. Is this your pièce de résistance?
This is the piece de resistance for sure.
Greenspan's signature grilled cheese is called the Champ.
That gooiness right there, that is the sign of an absolutely delicious grilled cheese sandwich. The Champ, it's raisin walnut bread, Taleggio cheese, which is a stinky cow's milk cheese from Lombardy, apricot caper puree, oven-dried tomatoes, arugula, and then for giggles, we put on some chopped beef short ribs.
It's delicious. I don't know if it's a grilled cheese sandwich, but
Don't
it's delicious.
start.
Chef Eric bristles at purists who can't change with the times. Grilled cheese wise.
Is it tasty? Has it got melted cheese on it? Anybody who sits there who's gonna come to a grilled cheese restaurant and be like, this isn't a grilled cheese, this is a pastrami and cheese sandwich, you're not getting it. You know what I mean? Like, is it a grilled cheese sandwich? I don't know. It's delicious. Eat it.
Back at the Invitational,
We've won the People's Choice Award 3 years in a row, and then
Dave Danhai sold about 3,000 of his cheesy mac and rib sandwiches from his grilled cheese trucks. Why is grilled cheese suddenly the it sandwich?
the economy goes bad, people go right to comfort food. This is the epitome of comfort food.
So could you do the same thing with peanut butter and jelly?
There is a truck out there. There's a peanut butter and jelly truck out there now.
Life is like a river and a box of chocolates. But life is also like a grilled cheese, once simple and satisfying.
This is the tiramisu grilled cheese on chocolate bread with coffee syrup.
It grows ever more complex.
Yum.
Florence may be the perfect spot to sample the delicious food and drink of Italy. Like here in the city's central market, where you can find just about any delicacy. Seth Doan will offer us a sampling. To begin, say cheese.
Better come early to snag a number before this specialty sells out. After all, this is fresh buffalo mozzarella. It's packed up in styrofoam boxes. Emotions, however, are not so contained.
Are they fighting over the mozzarella?
They're fighting over the number.
Mario Spatuzzi came all the way from Milan.
You can buy this in the grocery store.
Indeed, yes.
Why come here?
Because the taste of this one is it's simply amazing. So this is made of the buffalas that you see over there in the lab that is just behind the shop.
This is the organic cheesemaker, or caseificio, Tenuta Venulo in southern Italy, not far from the ancient ruins of Paestum.
Maybe we'll get to Paestum, which is like the temple, but like this was the first stop.
Buffalo is richer, of course.
Nicola Palmieri runs his family farm, where the buffalo are, well, pampered.
If we can give them the possibility to live in the best way, we must. And the technology gives us this opportunity.
Soothing music is piped into the pens, and when the buffalo feel they're ready, they line up on their own to be milked by machines. They can also take a shower or get a massage.
They have to be relaxed to give the milk. This is one of the secrets that we use to make a good mozzarella.
After the milk is collected, curds are produced, and in just about 5 hours, they are formed into balls with the special technique that gave mozzarella its name.
Mozzarella,
yes,
mozza means to cut.
Yes.
And that's what we're watching right here.
Yes.
The chance to see the process draws locals and tourists alike, including Patricia Oakes from Louisiana.
Hey, baby.
How different is the mozzarella you've tried here in southern Italy from what you've had in the U.S.?
Oh my gosh. It is like it melts in your mouth.
Buffalo milk has a higher percentage of fat than milk from cows, so it's richer and sweeter. Domenico Calderone came from Bolivia to learn this rather involved art at the Consortium for the Protection of Buffalo Mozzarella in Campania.
Did you realize how difficult it was going to be to make mozzarella?
No. I was thinking this would have been more of a 1-month process.
But it's been 6 and counting.
It looks easy.
Trust me, it's not.
Complicated to master, but whether featured on a pizza or eaten plain, it's simply delicious.
No serious exploration of the wonders of gastronomy is complete without a visit to Rome with Seth Doan.
Some of Rome's masterpieces are constructed out of marble and travertine. Others are made from pecorino cheese and cracked pepper, including this centuries-old pasta dish.
What exactly is cacio e pepe?
So cacio is an old-fashioned word to say cheese, formaggio. So cacio e pepe, cheese and pepper. And the cheese used is pecorino romano. Grazie.
Sophie Minchili does food tours and grew up in Rome.
So it's funny because I go through phases of life. I'm currently in a carbonara phase of life, but I just came out of the cacio e pepe phase of life, so. It seems easy because it only has 2 ingredients, but the trick is to get it creamy.
And this movement helps you to make the perfect cream.
Gabriele Giura is head chef at Ruscioli, which is in the pantheon of popular pasta places in Rome.
In 2 ingredients, you can find everything. The flavor, the taste. The taste is unbelievable.
Giura showed us his technique, combining the cheese and pepper with pasta water, then blending it before mixing it with the cooked pasta. There are some rules: no butter, no heavy cream.
The day I'm gonna add the heavy cream, I'm gonna look for another job. That's the sound.
What's the sound?
What we call this the sound of love.
I've tried to make cacio pepe at home, and I get clumps of cheese, and it's kind of stringing. It's not what you envision.
It happens also to the best, but it happens.
Maria Elena Ruscioli figures her family's restaurant serves about 80 plates a day of this dish with humble beginnings. It's thought to have been a staple for shepherds on the Roman countryside with its simple and local ingredients. Her father Marco was a shepherd before opening a bakery in Rome. Later, brothers Alessandro and Pierluigi expanded, actually taking inspiration from the high-end grocer Dean and DeLuca in Manhattan. Now they've brought their version, Ruscioli, back to New York.
Do you recognize how popular cacio pepe has become around the world?
Yes, of course. Especially in New York, the cacio and pepe in our restaurant is more popular than the carbonara.
Back in Rome, Sophie Minchili's food tour features a cacio e pepe twist on these Roman rice balls called supplì.
I got you the special of the day, which is cacio e pepe with candied lemon.
Pizza cacio e pepe.
We sampled a cacio e pepe pizza a few years back.
Vorrei un cono con cacio e pepe.
Perfetto.
And tried Carla D'Ambrosio's gelato version.
It's good. Buono.
But there's nothing like the real thing. And Sophie Minchili says everyone has their favorite neighborhood spot for it. Hers is Al Pompiere.
The woman who runs the restaurant was saying, cacio e pepe. Why is everyone so obsessed with cacio e
No,
pepe?
it's true because the locals just think it's that quick plate that you make at home, but somehow abroad it's become a big deal.
So of the many wonders Rome has given us, one must not forget cacio e pepe. Simply delicious, yet hardly simple.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Faith Saley has taken a deep dive into the world of food influencers. And what she's found is, well, not exactly your grandmother's cheese board.
From giant grazing tables packed with delectable delights to Halloween scare-cuterie featuring frighteningly fleshy cheese-filled fingers, culinary content creators have taken the art of the cheese or charcuterie board to new heights.
I love a beautiful charcuterie! Wowzer, dowser, dowser!
Why is this such a big thing online?
When you're scrolling on Instagram and you see beautiful food, it makes you hungry. It, is beautiful to look at. And I think that, people love to share photos of their food.
Marissa Mullen launched her Instagram That Cheese Plate in 2013. What started as a passion project became so successful that Mullen quit her job to take it full-time.
Is there any limit to this charcuterie craze?
I haven't seen it yet.
She's written cookbooks, arranges cheese tasting and events, and teaches classes.
I'll do a little salami fan.
Like this one last weekend in New York's Hudson Valley. Now, we should probably mention the word charcuterie traditionally refers to meat, a combination of the French words for cooked and flesh. But as Mullen explains,
when a trend takes over, it forms a life of its own. And in the States, it's like anything you put on a board can be called charcuterie.
Things like crudité, candy.
I mean, come on.
Even
this incredible pasta-themed charcuterie board I made.
Holidays provide a special opportunity for creative flair.
I've created the charcuterie wreath, which is a Christmas wreath-shaped charcuterie board. For Thanksgiving, charcuterie. For Valentine's Day, I always love to do the brie mine plate, which is like
brie
mine.
Oh.
I love a good cheese pun.
But while charcuterie is party food here in the States, it's much more to the French.
I mean, in France, we eat charcuterie for breakfast, we eat charcuterie for lunch, we eat charcuterie for snack in the afternoon, or you eat charcuterie at dinner party.
I love it.
And people will drive miles and miles and hundreds of miles to go and get a good charcuterie.
A specific saucisson.
Voila.
Danielle Blue is one of the most celebrated chefs in the world.
So, if a board has a display of food items, but it does not have meat, is it charcuterie?
No, not for me.
So what is the history of charcuterie? Why did the French start it?
Because the beauty of charcuterie is that you can preserve it. I was born and raised on the farm. And in February, when it was the coldest month, that's where you slaughter the pig and make charcuterie for the whole year.
Arthur Dehaene is the chef charcutier for Belou's restaurants and makes all of their charcuterie in-house.
So we have a terrine of pork and morels, we have the pâté de campagne, we have a terrine of guinéenne and pistachio, pâté en croûte.
Each one different, representing different regions, using different cuts of meat.
That's so delicious.
It's delicate, perfectly cooked, and I'm sure that all our cameramen like to taste it too. We're taking a break.
In the end, whether you're talking about meat or cheese, whether you call it charcuterie or not, eating these artistic creations is really about the eating.
I always say the cathartic part is just ripping it up, just, destroying your work of art and eating it. It's like a
that's the goal.
Life and death cycle.
Taste of this cheese, and you might be tempted to say, "Holy cow!" Mo Rocca tells us why.
7 times a day, the Benedictine nuns of the Abbey of Regina Laudis gather for prayer and the singing of the Psalms. This is their way of communing with the Lord. So is the work they do in this cloistered community in the Connecticut town of, wait for it, Bethlehem. Although she might deny it, the big cheese among the 38 sisters is Mother Noella, a revered international authority on traditional cheese making. A 2002 PBS documentary dubbed her the Cheese Nun. Did you eat a lot of cheese growing up?
No, we didn't. I think we probably had provolone.
Born Martha Marcelino, she entered the Abbey in 1973.
I was a college dropout. I went to Sarah Lawrence. I went there because it was the most radical school in the country. I didn't even know cows before I came here. So when you join an Abbey, you get to try many things you never would have done. And I happened to fall in love with a cow named Sheba and then learned to make cheese.
Today, the dairy that began with Sheba's arrival in 1975 helps the Abbey remain self-sustaining.
The big red one is called Red Wing Lily. That's the cow I milk.
Sister Jean-Paul serves the cows their breakfast, and vice versa.
Every morning, I take my cup of coffee to my cow, and I squirt milk straight into the coffee.
You can do that?
You can do that,
So I
yeah.
can grab a cup of coffee and put it right under the udder and go.
That's what I do. And you know, and it makes it foamy. So it's like you call
like
it
a cappuccino.
Like, yeah, the cowpuccino.
Oh my God, that is so great.
I know it.
Cowpuccino?
A cowpuccino.
In 1977, Mother Noella started making raw milk cheese, but her early efforts didn't quite slice it, so she prayed for a teacher.
I was praying for an old French woman to teach me. But a young one came, and her grandmother taught her how to make this cheese.
So in a sense,
yes,
your prayers were answered.
Oh, they were definitely answered.
What's made here is called Bethlehem cheese.
This is the most beautiful mold right there.
Wheels of it age in the Abbey's tiny cheese cellar.
And this right now is a young cheese made only 4 days ago. So you wouldn't want to eat this now. It would be rubbery.
It's the science behind cheese making that excites Mother Noella, who in the late 80s earned her PhD in microbiology from the University of Connecticut.
What grew on here is this white powder, and that's called Geotricum condidum. And I did my doctorate on that.
A Fulbright scholarship then took her to France, where she explored the cheese caves of Auvergne and became an expert on how different fungi changed the consistency and flavor of cheese.
You can touch it.
Okay, so wait.
See how smooth that is?
It is. It's silky.
Yes, and you should see what that looks like under a microscope.
Right. So we're looking at flavor on a microscopic level right now.
We are.
Love your fungi.
Well, thank you.
Today, younger nuns like Sister Teresa Benedicta and Regina, an intern, learn how to separate the curds.
That is whey, right?
That's expelled whey. From the whey.
Get nicely swaddled here.
Right. And wrap them.
Baby cheese, this is.
I know. Joking aside, Mother Noella sees in a wheel of cheese a world beyond our own.
When I look through a microscope and see the wonder, I see God in those microorganisms. It puts you in touch with God's creation. And for me, it's also can be very sacred. The motto of Benedictines is work and pray. And for us, our work is also a prayer.
Where do you find the sacred in the process of making cheese?
Well, when I look at enzymes and what they do, for instance, you have liquid milk, and that comes from our cows. And right there, that's a gift from God, to have your own beautiful cows, our own pastures. You see the flow of milk, and we put that in a wooden barrel, and then these lactic acid bacteria go to work. Also, you put in an enzyme called rennet, and that's what coagulates milk. So in watching enzymes and the reactions, we make analogies. For instance, in our spirituality, we get very close to creation. I would do it with cheese and microorganisms, but someone else will do it with trees, someone else with pastures. We will look at things very closely as Benedictines. And by analogy, the work of an enzyme which is a catalyst, which carries out a chemical reaction. It moves in, brings two compounds together, and then it goes away. So in that sense, you can look at an enzyme as not self-serving, you know, and that's the kind of thing where we make an analogy to a spiritual principle. So over and over again, I see the sacred. When I look through a microscope and see the wonder of these microorganisms, and I think they're beautiful, I see God in those microorganisms.
And it's such particular work.
It is. We call it in our community an elemental, that each nun is encouraged to develop an area that she's interested in. That doesn't mean that you don't do dishes or clean the house or do other things that you have to do to make it.
Right.
But there's one area where someone really falls in love with something and then she pursues that. And we would, if someone needs more professional formation in that or education, we would support that.
So is it sort of through the particular that you find the universal? Or?
You couldn't have said it better. Yes. We tend to see things comprehensively. And an important part of this, we know very little about St. Benedict. All we know is from a little book by Pope St. Gregory the Great, In the Life and Miracles of Benedict. But before he died, St. Benedict had a vision at night, and he saw the whole world in a ray of light. And for us, this is really important to a Benedictines. You're looking in this ray of light. I might be looking through a microscope.
Right.
But you see the whole world. So it's a comprehensive vision, but you have to find an entrance point that's very particular.
So you find the universal in a microbe?
Yes, I do.
Wow, that's wonderful. Yes. I mean, that's wonderful, that idea of just doing something so particular, becoming so good at it, and that's a pathway to grace.
Yes, and I think for many people who come to the Abbey, many professionals, because people say, well, why aren't you studying theology? But you're studying science. And part of it is I can speak the language of a scientist, and I think because people have become so specialized in a profession, sometimes they feel they can't see the comprehensive. They can't see how the threads come together in their lives. And I think a monastic centering allows people to come together. Monastic centers were places where people came together, crossroads of civilization, and dialogued. And I think that's something we can, as a stable community, offer that to people, to come here and find a sense of integration.
You love fungi.
I do. I love fungi.
On this weekend, when we celebrate what makes America, America, our Jim Gaffigan is disturbed by a trend he fears puts our fundamental values in serious jeopardy.
I need to talk to you about a worrisome issue. Very close to my heart, that I feel is being unaddressed in our society today, possibly intentionally ignored by the media. The wholesale destruction of the cheeseburger. Now, before you think I'm overreacting, hear me out. I believe the cheeseburger, one of America's greatest inventions, is in grave danger. No, it's not the Russians this time. At least I don't think it is. It's us. Well, not us, it's the weirdos. They are ruining the beauty and grace of one of God's grandest gifts to mankind. To put it bluntly, we need to leave the sacred cheeseburger alone. A patty of ground beef with cheese on a bun, the holy trinity of food. It's taste perfection. But what truly makes the cheeseburger so brilliant is the portability. You can eat a cheeseburger and do things like drive, walk your dog, take a bath, or even grill another cheeseburger. You can't mess that up, right? Well, we are, folks. People are putting things on a cheeseburger that are, not to sound too dramatic, against God's laws. Look, ketchup, pickles, mustard, raw onions, bacon, knock yourself out. Hey, you can put any of these things on your cheeseburger. This is America, after all. But adding a slice of slippery avocado or a runny fried egg to a cheeseburger creates a problem, a mess. Can one even eat an avocado cheeseburger with a fried egg on top? Obviously you can, but not as God intended. Now it's not uncommon to see sinful photos of gorgeous cheeseburgers topped with scandalous toppings like pulled pork, mac and cheese, even peanut butter. Sure, all these toppings sound simultaneously delicious and disgusting, but more importantly, those toppings make the cheeseburger impossible to eat normally. If you can't confidently hold a cheeseburger while you eat it, is it a cheeseburger? Of course not. Is eating a cheeseburger with a knife and fork an option? Maybe in Europe. Not here, not under my watch. If you consider yourself a proud American, I want you to do me a favor. Next time you're eating a cheeseburger, ask yourself a simple, logical question. Could I eat this cheeseburger while I take a bath? If the answer is no, then it's not a cheeseburger, comrade.
The winner and undisputed Big Cheese stands alone at the end of the competition Martha Teichner paid a visit to.
This is a cheesy story that takes place in the cheesiest state in the Union, Wisconsin. Our story begins in the town of Thorpe, where you can't miss the Penterman farm. Marika and Rolf Penterman's dream farm, where their 400 dairy cows are contented.
Loretta's very sweet.
She is.
And have names.
Bye, Loretta!
And their 5 children run free. The Pentermans immigrated from Holland and never looked back, except that Marika missed Dutch cheese, specifically Gouda.
One evening I was tossing and turning, and I'm like, we have the good Wisconsin milk right here on the farm. So I woke up my husband and said, hey, Rolf, I think I know what we should do. I think we should start making our own Gouda.
Which is exactly what they did. Just 4 months after making her very first cheeses in 2006, to her amazement, Marika won an award. And then, in 2013, one of her aged Goudas won Best Cheese in America at the U.S. Cheese Championship. A huge deal with immediate dividends.
My immigration lawyer called and he says, Marika, I think we could see how the extraordinary ability route would go.
Right up there with Nobel Prize winners and movie stars. The extraordinary ability visa only goes to people whose achievements are internationally recognized.
He thought, well, you just became the best cheese in the United States, and we got approved, and that's how I also got my green card.
Yes, a green card for cheese making. Marika now makes 330,000 pounds of cheese and welcomes 150,000 visitors to the farm each year. Her walls are lined with awards, so if there's anyone who knows the value of winning them, it's Marika Penterman.
And how many cheeses do you have in the competition this year?
Well, if you don't tell my husband, we have about 30. So this is where the Gouda and Parmesan meet.
We first met Marika Penterman at the 2018 World Championship Cheese Contest in Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you excited?
I'm super excited, yeah. I mean, this is where I kind of live for.
This is the granddaddy of them all.
It's a nice piece of cheese. I'll see how the flavor is.
With more than 3,400 entrants from 27 countries, competing in 121 categories.
It smells good.
Some pretty esoteric.
This has got a particular yeast on it called Geotrichum candidum.
Others, well, you wouldn't expect to see them in the running for best cheese in the world.
These should be springy and stringy.
How many cheeses can you taste in a day without having no taste at all?
Well, you can taste as many cheeses as you like in a day. That doesn't matter. It's your mind that you need to keep control of.
Imagine a cross between a wine tasting
Top mint note.
And a dog show. And you get a sense of what this 3-day event is like. They take their work very seriously.
That's not legal.
No.
In theory, these cheeses are the best of the best.
No one can tell me what this is.
You don't know whether it's cow.
We don't know what if it's
Sheep.
even cheese.
Which is why this one confounded the judges.
Have you ever seen cheese like that? We haven't. You don't like it, do you?
I do not like this cheese at all.
The gentleman right next.
Robert Ashabrock was chief judge at the competition.
We start at 100 points, and then we start deducting. Flavor is the priority.
It sounds like the Olympics.
Yes, a lot of these classes are decided by 1/10 of a point.
Pretty uniform,
Yes. Knowing that, Marika Penterman watched as her cheeses were judged.
We ate it.
That's good. In Wisconsin, cheese judging is a spectator sport.
Thank you.
Sampling is definitely part of the attraction.
If you haven't tried it, try that one.
I feel like I would have really liked that one.
Oh, man. So how do judges endure dozens of blow-your-head-off hot pepper cheeses?
My lips are tingling.
Really? It's that hot.
It's hot.
There's a trick. Whoa. After each one, they drink half and half. Just imagine these judges tasting their way through thousands of cheeses in 2 days. These guys really love cheese.
At the end of the day, what we want the most is a cheese sandwich.
So this is the final round. We're looking for a champion.
On day 3,
Water buffalo milk. Open class hard cheeses.
they narrowed the contenders down to 20.
It's like poker, watching people's faces.
Would a made-in-America cheese, a Wisconsin cheese, be named best in the world?
The winner of the 2018 World Championship Cheese Contest.
Actually, no.
1, 2, 3, cheese!
A sheep's milk cheese from France won. How did Marika Penterman do? 5 awards. Hardly cheesy. But for a woman who's already won Best Cheese in America, Best in the World would be an awfully nice next step.
We're off on a Sunday drive, brought to you by Toyota.
The winner and undisputed Big Cheese stands alone. At the end of the competition, Luke Burbank is driving us to.
The mood is edgy here at the 2018 Cheesemonger Invitational in San Francisco, or CMI as it's called. The cheesemongers are finishing their written exams and starting their taste trials and smell tests, and you can feel the tension in the room.
We want to be encouraging for your monger friends.
Hold on, time out. What is a cheesemonger, you ask?
Our job is to introduce Americans to really a new world of cheese that they've never known before.
You know, normal people don't walk around with an encyclopedic knowledge of cheese, but we do.
You're a stockbroker of dairy. You're an expert of technical skills. You're the judge, jury, and executioner of quality.
Yeah, sort of, right up until that last part anyway.
What brings you in today? What are you looking for?
Cheesemongers prepare and sell cheese in specialty shops and gourmet grocery stores. But what you might not have known is that they also take their job very seriously.
I usually recommend eating your cheese within about a week.
During CMI, cheesemongers from around the country compete to cut,
37.
wrap, and pair cheeses at the highest level.
Cheese is an everyman food. We all love cheese, every one of us. Even the lactose intolerant love cheese. They just can't do it.
And this is the guy behind the whole thing.
In terms of flavor, which is what I really care about, it's flat. We made the wrong choice. My name's Adam J. Moskowitz, and what I do is live life like a rock star. And by that I mean I'm committed tirelessly to the world of specialty cheese.
Moskowitz grew up around the cheese business, but after college didn't want anything to do with it. Until
I met these cheese people and was like, you are the most incredible people I've ever met in my life.
today, Adam Moskowitz is one of the top fancy food importers in America.
What makes a good cheesemonger?
Their love of cheese and their love of people.
For cheesemonger Rory Stamp from Vermont, that love meant preparing for CMI in a way that could only be described as Rocky-esque.
I was in the cave cutting down wheels, practicing my quarter pounds and my wraps. I was, visualizing what a perfect weight was.
Stamp does a lot of that thinking here.
This cheese Dutch knuckle has such a unique texture.
At Daedalus Wine Shop, Market, and Wine Bar in Burlington, Vermont, where he works.
When did you realize that you loved cheese more than the average person?
I think it's been building for a long time. I certainly remember in high school really just sort of realizing that I'd, forego junk food and, ice cream and potato chips and really allocate all of my resources towards fine cheese.
So as a basically high schooler, you were spending your extra money on cheese?
Yes, yeah. So maybe not the most typical situation.
Maybe not, but that early interest cultured a comprehensive knowledge of cheese and the cheese-making process.
And here we have definitely the proliferation of some cheese mites, which are these tiny arachnids that we see in almost every Asian cave.
Well, let me just pause you there. Arachnids like spiders?
Yes, very tiny spiders. We could see them with a micro...
there are tiny spiders on this.
There are tiny spiders on it.
I wouldn't lead with that if you're trying to sell this cheese.
Cheese mites, they're not only harmless and edible, but they actually help the aging process of certain types of cheese. Back at CMI, after 8 hours of grueling competition, the field of dozens of competitors has narrowed to just 6. And Adam Moskowitz, now clad in a cow costume, presided over the final round.
This winter's 2018 Cheesemonger Invitational Champion is Rory Stamp.
For Stamp, winning the Cheesemonger Invitational meant a $1,000 prize, a trip to England, the respect of his peers. But for Adam Moskowitz, earning his beloved cheesemongers a little more respect is just the beginning.
Cheesemongers are completely underappreciated, without a doubt. We're talking about employees that make minimum wage.
Have a great time. I hope you enjoy the party.
These people are the noblest of noble.
And now a page from our Sunday Morning Almanac. December 11th, 1874, 142 years ago today, the day James Lewis Kraft was born on a small farm in the Canadian province of Ontario. As a young man, Kraft went into the cheese business, ending up in Chicago, where he sold his wares from a wagon for a while. In 1914, Kraft's company purchased its first cheese factory in Stockton, Illinois. His big breakthrough came 2 years later when he received a patent for his improved process of sterilizing cheese so that it would keep without spoiling. Kraft's processed cheese quickly became a huge success. The U.S. Army bought 6 million pounds of it during World War I, and millions of pounds more during World War II. In between came a product welcomed by families struggling to make ends meet during the Great Depression.
It was actually one of our sales reps who put together a grated cheese along with the macaroni. It's good.
A few years ago, Kraft Foods' Eileen Sharkey Rosenfeld told the mac and cheese tale to Sunday Morning.
The idea of having both things together in one package was just revolutionary.
And that brings us to another staple of the American diet, the grilled cheese sandwich. with processed cheese dominating one category of the 2013 Grilled Cheese Invitational. Our Bill Geist spoke with founder Tim Walker.
There's the Love American style, which is just white bread, orange cheese and butter, no additional ingredients.
How do you stand out in that category?
Grilling acumen.
And though cheese purists may argue that processed cheese isn't real cheese, that's hardly hurt its popularity.
America spells cheese, it's K-R-A-F-T.
When it comes to simplicity, practicality, and a long shelf life, processed cheese stands alone. Hungry yet?